Hi everyone, Ashok here. Welcome to Zynert's NEET PG information series. In our last video, we shared information on All India Counselling and the different seats that come under All India Quota. Basically, All India Quota refers to a set of seats which come under All India Counselling. Three sets of seats, 50% of seats under central university or institutes which are available for all candidates. Second, as 100% of seats of two institutes, two central institutes, CIP Ranchi and Lokapriya Gopinath Tezpur, both have MD psychiatry seats. 50% of seats that are surrounded by state government institutes under All India Quota. So in this video, we will be looking only at All India Quota seats and the rules and regulations in All India Counselling for All India Quota seats. If you haven't checked the previous video, would suggest you look at part 1 of the video. The link is available in the description. It would be really helpful when you're going through this video. In the second part of the video, like we said, we'll be looking at All India Quota seats in specific, and I'll be sharing the eligibility criteria, the registration and choice filling rules, and what is to be done after allotment. We'll also look at the scenarios of joining a seat, not joining a seat after allotment, and upgradation from R1 to R2 or R2, what happens after you are allotted in R2 and you join a seat, etc. And what we will not be looking at are scenarios involving holding a state seat. What we'll be looking at is only seats that are allotted within All India in round 1, round 2, or mop-up or stray vacancy. And what happens if you hold an All India seat. We'll have a separate video on what would happen and what are the rules, etc. when you hold a state seat and you're attending All India at a later point in time. This may be a long video. I would suggest that if you have any confusion, take it one round at a time. You can limit looking at only round 1 for now, or round 1 and round 2 alone for now, and then come back during round 2 for the rest of the scenarios. At any point in time when you come back to the video, start at whichever round you are attending. So if you're attending the round 2, just start at round 2. You'll be able to see all the scenarios and all the rules and regulations from there on. We'll start with what the rounds of counseling within All India Quota in All India Counselling. So All India Quota, like you know, has 4 rounds of counselling starting this year. You have round 1, round 2, and then there is a mop-up and a stray vacancy round. All these rounds are going to be online. And all India Quota candidates, all India basis candidates, whoever has qualified NEET PG exam are eligible for this entire set of seats. So what do you do during registration? Select All India Quota during registration. Like we mentioned, this will include 3 sets of seats, including the central university or institute seats like BU, BHU, AMU, IP, etc., which All India candidates are eligible for. So when you select AAQ, you will be eligible for the central university seats, which are available on an All India basis too. Just select AAQ. And registration is through mcc.nic.in. And you always refer to NEET PG ranks. While registration, you'll be asked only for your roll number. You will not be asked to enter any of your ranks. But during allotment, you will have the allotments listed against your NEET PG ranks. The first rank that was released in September 28, 2021 as per the scorecard. Don't look at any other ranks which have been recently released, the All India Quota ranks or anything. And we look at the rules for All India round 1. So round by round, we'll look at rules. We'll start at All India round 1. The eligibility is all qualified candidates across India. And registration is the first time registration. All qualified candidates can register. And you can register irrespective of whether you have registered for any state counseling or any counseling that you're planning to attend in the future. You can always register for All India round 1 irrespective of that. Registration fee payment, there is a separate video on the registration fee payment for which the link is available. For All India Quota alone, if you are selecting All India Quota, you would register and pay 25,000 plus 1,000 if you are a general category candidate, and 10,000 plus 500 if you are a candidate who belongs to SC, ST, OBC or PWD candidate, PWD. And general and EWS both would be 25,000 plus rupees 1,000. The timelines are mentioned over here. You can have a look at these timelines, and then and this is a strong reference. In case there is any change in the timelines, keep looking at mcc.nic.in to see what are the changes, and follow the website so that you will be able to see any changes in the timelines mentioned. The seat matrix usually a day before choice filling starts. Choice filling starts on 13th, not on 12th. 12th is the day registration starts. Choice filling. So expect the seat matrix by 12th Jan 2022 or by 11th Jan late evening. You'll be able to see the seat matrix. Choice filling, you can fill as many choices as you wish to add. Only the choices that you are eligible for would be listed. Like if you are an UR candidate, you will only see UR choices. If you are an OBC candidate, you will see OBC and UR choices. So have a look at the choices listed and select from those choices. Fill these as per in the right order. Do not limit the choices to closing rank preferences, references of last year. Don't say that last year my rank is 1500. Last year choice I just took choices that closed between 1000 to 2000 with a 500 range gap. Just fill all the choices right from the beginning if you are interested in, irrespective of whether you would be allotted or not. If it is too much of a task, let's say you're at rank 10,000, select a broader range of at least 5,000 ranks so that all the choices are covered. We don't know what would be, it is extremely difficult to predict this year with various factors changing. So don't go by closing rank references of last year for choice filling. This is the closing ranks only tell you a probable list of choices that you would like to evaluate before getting into choice filling, but does not give you any prediction for this year. Allotment results, the first round allotment results, after you submit your choices, the first round allotment results are published on 22nd Jan. Those rows shaded in green here, or those are scenarios which would happen after the allotment results are published. So in case you are not allotted in after round one, you will be in one of these three different stages. One, if you are not allotted, you are eligible for All India round 2 and eligible for all state counselings. No confusion on that. Attend All India round 2 and other counselings. If you have not joined, if you're not willing to join after allotment, that is the second scenario. You're allotted, but you're not willing to join. You can avail a free exit. A free exit means there is no impact on not joining, which means you can register. You don't need to register for All India round 2. You will be eligible for All India round 2 even if you don't report to a not joined All India round 1 seat. You will be eligible for all other counselings. It is as good as being equivalent to a not allotted All India round 1 candidates. You are eligible for All India round 2 without registering again, without payment of any fee again, and there will be no impact till the time you complete the All India Council. What if I want to join after being allotted? That is a third scenario that you would be in. You physically report at the allotted institute with original certificates. As of now, this is going to be physical reporting. Depending upon the situation at that point in time, MCC will announce whether this is going to be online reporting or not as of now, but plan for physical reporting. The next part is resignation of seat after joining. So I joined an All India round 1 seat, and let's say I get a state round 1 seat, or for whatever reasons I want to resign my All India round 1 seat before All India round 2 starts. There will be a deadline which is announced by MCC. After All India round 1 joining end date, which is the deadline, after All India round 1 joining end date, there will be a deadline which is announced by MCC, which would say by this timeline, you can register your joined All India round 1 seat. This deadline will be before the start of AA round 2, so that the resigned seats come into AA round 2. Just look at that particular deadline. Keep looking at MCC for that deadline, and you can resign by that timeline if you get a state round 1 seat, or for whatever reason you want to resign your All India round 1 seat. Till that timeline, when you resign, it is free exit. It is just equivalent to someone who has not joined after allotment or someone who is not allotted. You don't need to re-register in All India round 2 if you have taken a free exit even after joining a seat and resigning the seat. Security deposit refunded. Let's say the security deposit refund is relevant only for those candidates who exit All India round counseling after round 1. In this scenario, basically, if you want to exit All India counseling after round 1 in whatever status, will my security deposit be refunded? So if you're not allotted any seat and you exit, yes, it will be refunded. If you're allotted an R1 seat, you don't join, avail free exit and you exit All India Counselling, don't participate in All India Counselling at all, it will be refunded. If you're allotted a seat, you join and resign within the deadline, that is again a free exit, and you exit All India Counselling, don't participate at all, it will be refunded. If you're allotted a seat, you join and exit All India Counselling, that is the best seat that you think you can get in All India in NEET PG 2021, and you exit all counselings, you still will get your security deposit. When is the security deposit forfeited? It is only in a few scenarios. If a candidate continues with All India Counselling round 2, and then there are a few scenarios where the security exit would not be refunded. So those scenarios will come to when we discuss All India round 2. So this is regarding All India round 1. We'll move on to All India round 2. Okay, now we'll look at All India round 2 rules. All India round 2 rules, let's say you have just come in, and after All India round 1, state round 1, etc., and you're now going to attend All India round 2. We'll look at all the eligibility and registration and different scenarios for All India round 2. Forget what has happened in All India round 1, etc. for now. We'll come to that as we move through the round 2 rules. First, eligibility. All qualified NEET PG candidates all over India are eligible, irrespective of whether they are holding any seat. Any seat would mean whether you're holding an All India round 1 seat, whether you're holding a state round 1 seat, doesn't matter. Everybody who's NEET PG qualified is eligible for All India round 2. So the question should not even arise what is my current state status, what is my current state seat holding status, or All India seat holding status. Everybody is eligible for attending All India round. Registration, if you have already registered in round 1, there is no need to register again, irrespective of status. You have joined the seat, you have availed free exit, you are not even allotted, doesn't matter. If you are registered in round 1, there is no necessity to register again, irrespective of your seat status. If fresh registration is required for only for those candidates who have not registered in round 1, they will register again and make the payment as per the payment details provided. And this is irrespective of any seat status. And the seat matrix will have 3 sets of seats. All these seats, one will be vacant seats. These vacant seats will be 2 subcategories. One, those seats which have not been allotted or not opted by anyone during round 1. Second, those seats which are allotted but candidates did not join, or candidates who joined and resigned from round 1, those seats will be considered vacant for round 2. And there will be a second category, which is new seat additions. Any new seat additions which would the seats which got missed out in round 1 would be added in round 2. And third, you will have virtual vacancies shared. Virtual vacancies basically mean seats of candidates who are holding who were allotted in All India round 1 and joined All India round 1 but have applied for upgradation. So in case such a candidate who's holding an All India round 1 seat gets upgraded, then you would be you have a chance of that seat being allotted to you. So these would be shared as virtual vacancies. These are not clear-cut vacancies, these are virtual vacancies. And choice filling, fresh choice filling for all candidates. This is very important. Will be fresh choice filling for all candidates. There are so many queries on this. When you log in to fill choices during All India round 2 counseling, you will only see a blank choice list to start with. There will be no choices there. Your All India round 1 choices will be null and void. And you will have to enter each choice one by one again, which fundamentally means there will be new choices. You can add any choice you want. It can be a completely new order. And another query that usually comes up is whether I can fill an All India round 1 allotted seat after free exit. Yes, if you have been allotted an All India round 1 seat and you did not join, or you joined and resigned, in both the scenarios, you will be able to fill the same seat in All India round 2 as well. And the seat could be allotted to you, but the only risk factor, a minor risk factor, is in case someone above you changes their preferences and avails that seat. In that case, it will not be available. This is a minor risk, but you will be able to fill that seat. And if available at your rank, it will be allotted. Allotment results will be published after the choice filling is over, 3 days after the choice filling is over. We'll come to the scenarios in All India round 2. One, let's say you're not allotted in All India round 2 and you're not holding an All India round 1 seat. So you don't hold any seat in All India and you're not allotted in All India round 2 counseling. Nothing is to be done. You're eligible for mop-up with the same registration, and you're eligible for any other counseling, all state counselings. Second scenario is I'm holding an All India Round 1 seat and I am not upgraded in All India Round. So I'm holding an All India Round 2 seat would mean I was allotted All India Round 1 seat. I joined the seat and I am not upgraded in All India Round 2. Till last year, if the seat of All India Round 1, which is not upgraded, is not resigned within 2 days of All India Round 2 results. So the results we said would be published on 12th Feb. And so basically, if you don't resign the seat within 14th Feb, it will be considered as an All India Round 2 joint seat. So in that case, that will be your final seat in NEET PG 2021. So a not upgraded All India Round 1 seat will be considered as an All India Round 2 seat. And if you don't resign it within 2 days, this will be your final seat. Till last year, the resignation of such a seat was allowed till 2 days of All India Round 2 results. But this clause has been removed now in 2021. We are yet to see or have intimations on whether this would be possible. So this alone is an area that we will get back to at a later point in time on an All India Round 1 joint seat. Whether an unupgraded All India Round 1 joint seat can be resigned at a later point in time. Wait for clarity on this, but you know what has happened last year. And non-joining after upgradation in All India Round 2. Let's say you're holding an All India Round 1 seat, you're upgraded in All India Round, which means your All India Round 1 seat is allotted to someone else, and you will no longer be able to claim that seat. You have your All India Round 2 seat now. So what would happen is you would go to All India Round 1 institute, the allotted institute, get your original certificates, get your relieving letter from MCC, which is from the portal. The institute would submit that you have been relieved, and then get the printout of the relieving letter from the portal and give it to you. And in case you don't want to join the All India Round 2 seat, you will forfeit your security deposit, but you will be eligible for all other counselings. You are eligible for all other counselings, and including the All India Mop-up counselling. In this case, since you have not joined your All India Round 2 allotted seat, you may have to re-register in All India Mop-up by paying the amount again, paying the security deposit and the registration amount again. So like we said, an All India Round 2 upgraded seat, you haven't joined, you have to go to Round 1 institute, complete the formalities. You will forfeit your security deposit if you don't join that seat, and you will be eligible for All India Mop-up through fresh registration. Fine. Now come the scenarios where you want to join an All India Round 2 seat. If you're holding an R1 seat and you have been upgraded and you want to join an All India Round 2 seat. So you're holding an Round 1 seat. You want to join after upgrading to a new seat in All India Round 2. Go to Round 1 institute, get original certificates, relieving letter from MCC, and physically report at the Round 2 institute. As of now, it is physical reporting. It is highly likely that irrespective of whatever the situation is, courses will commence and you will have to go physically report at All India Round 2 institute, irrespective of whether All India Round 1 is online reporting or not. 20th Feb has been given as the date of commencement of course, and most institutes will start the course as soon as possible given the scenario. Now, once you join this All India Round 2 seat, that is your final seat in NEET PG 2021. You will not be able to participate in any other counseling. In fact, the list of candidates who joined their All India Round 2 seat is shared with all state institutes. The institutes will be clearly intimated that anybody who has joined an All India Round 2 seat should not be allowed to resign. And this is basis a Supreme Court order in Darussalam case. So there's no way you will be able to resign an All India Round 2 seat, and that is your final seat in NEET PG 2020. Let's say you're not holding an All India Round 1 seat and you have been allotted an All India Round 2 seat. You want to join the seat. Just physically directly go report at Round 2 allotted institute with the original certificates, and that will be your final seat. Now, we'll come to resignation of seat. This is what we have been emphasizing, and this is re-emphasized because there are a lot of queries on it. If you join an All India Round 2 seat, an allotted All India Round 2 seat, resignation is not possible. That is your final seat. And you can't attend any state counseling, which happens after that timeline. State Round 2s usually happen after this timeline. The state round 2 choice filling even starts after this timeline. You can see the schedule has been shared. The common alternating schedule has been shared by NMC, and we have the link in the YouTube in the description under this video. So after you join an All India round 2 seat, resignation is not possible. AR1 not upgraded and not resigned seat till any deadline is given, the resignation is not possible. After, so if with an A round 1 seat, there are a lot of candidates who ask, so you said that All India round 2 joint seat is the final seat. What if I take a seat in All India round 1 and then can I continue with the All India mop-up or state round 2? No, it is not possible. After the All India round 2, round 1 seat resignation deadline is provided after All India round 2 results. It is considered an All India round 2 joint seat, and that is your final seat. You cannot attend any other counseling or any other process or take any other seat. The security deposit refund, if you join an All India round 2 allotted seat, or if you don't hold an All India round 1 seat and you're not allotted in All India round 2 and you do not participate in All India counseling further, you will get a your security deposit refunded. Your security deposit will be forfeited if you do not join, if the candidate does not join a All India round 2 allotted seat. And not upgraded All India round 1 resignation seat, as in if you're not upgraded after holding an All India round 1 seat and you resign, you're allowed to resign this time. In that case, that may be under security deposit forfeiture. We'll have to wait for more information on that. So this is regarding All India round 2 rules and the different scenarios. Now we'll look at All India mop-up rules. Again, emphasizing this is only with respect to All India quota seats. This is not with reference to deemed or any other seat, even if it is DNB, etc. This is only with reference to All India quota seats. Eligibility, any candidate who has joined an All India R2 seat or continued with an All India round 1 not upgraded seat are not eligible. This is the only ineligibility criteria. You can take it like that. This is the only ineligibility criteria for All India mop-up. Anybody who has joined an All India round 2 seat or is continuing with an All India round 1 seat at the time of mop-up, not eligible. All other qualified candidates all over India are eligible, irrespective of holding any seat. There are many queries on whether a state round 2 seat holder is eligible for All India mop-up. Yes, the person is eligible for All India mop-up. Every qualified NEET PG candidate is eligible. MCC does not have any rule saying that somebody who is holding a seat is not eligible for All India mop-up. So everybody is eligible for All India mop-up except for these two categories: an All India round 2 seat holder or an All India round 1 continuing candidate, a candidate who is continuing with an All India round 1 seat. Usually there is a reduction in cutoff before this round. So the reduced cutoff based eligible candidates will also be qualified and they will be eligible to register. There will be a fresh registration. So who will have to so as far as state seats are concerned, so candidates who hold a state seat are concerned, the only consideration for you is that at some point in time, let's say you expect to be allotted in All India mop-up. At that point in time, to join that seat, you will have to resign your state seat because your certificates originals will be your states with your state hold the seat institute where you say hold your state seat. And while you resign that seat, there might be a penalty depending upon the timeline. Some states have a penalty immediately after state round 2, saying that if you resign a state round 2 joint seat, you have to pay a penalty irrespective of whatever be the timeline. Most states have this penalty timeline after the All India mop-up results. So look at your state penalty timeline for resigning a state round 2 joint seat. Now, this is the only relevance, but this does not take away your eligibility for registration or attending All India mop-up. If you're ready to pay the timeline, even then you can attend All India mop-up, pay the penalty, and join an All India mop-up allotted seat. So that is a distinction. Hope there is clarity on this. Registration. There will be fresh registration for this set of candidates. One, those candidates who have not registered at all in any of the previous rounds. Second, candidates who have qualified after cutoff reduction. The recently qualified candidates would be able to register if there is a cutoff reduction. Candidates who are allotted or upgraded in All India round 2 and did not join, they would have already lost their security deposit, right? they will have to freshly register with repayment of registration fee and security deposit. For which candidates, there are 22 sets of candidates who will not need to register fresh while attending All India Mop-up. They will carry over their registration from All India Round 1 and Round 2. One is those candidates who registered in any of the previous rounds and not allotted in All India Round 1 and Round 2. They did not get any allotment. They can directly use the same login and attend All India Mop-up. Second, those candidates who took a free exit of All India Round 1 allotted seat and were not allotted in All India Round 2. This set of candidates also can attend All India Mop-up without a fresh registration. A very important thing here is only if you log in and fill choices in Mop-up, you would be eligible for stray vacancy round. One, if you don't log in and fill choices in Mop-up, even though you may have a registration which is valid in this scenario, you will not be eligible for stray vacancy round because there is no fresh choice filling in stray vacancy round. It would consider that no choices are filled by you. Second, if you have not registered, if you fall under any of these categories which require fresh registration and you don't register, there'll be no provision of registration during the stray vacancy round. So you will not be eligible for stray vacancy round. So log in and fill choices in Mop-up if you want to be eligible for the stray vacancy round. Registration fee payment, again, for fresh registration candidates, it is the same as what has been discussed in the previous rounds. Different for general category and EWS category was the other categories. The security deposit is 25,000 plus registration non-refundable fee of 1,000 for general category candidates. And for the other category candidates, it would be 10,000 security deposit plus 500 rupees as non-refundable registration fee. The seat matrix will include vacant seats, only vacant seats, because anybody who has joined an All India Round 2 seat will not be able to upgrade. The concept of virtual vacancies do not arise at all. And anybody who's attending Mop-up will not be holding an All India seat. Will not be holding an All India seat, maybe holding a state seat, but will not be holding an All India seat. So all seats which are vacant, which have not been allotted basically in All India Round 2, or those allotted to candidates, but candidates have not joined in Round 2, those seats will be available for Mop-up. There'll be no new seat additions in All India Mop-up. All seat additions would end with All India Round 2 seat matrix. Now, there are no upgradations like you see because no one is holding a seat in All India. So from All India to All India, there is no upgradation as such. This is not meaningful at all in Mop-up, as none will be holding a seat. And choice filling, it is again fresh choice filling for all candidates. You have to fill choices. In case you don't get a seat in Mop-up, it is this list of choices that will be used in the stray vacancy round. So you will have to fill choices for Mop-up. It is fresh choice filling. You will see a blank choice list to start with. There'll be no choices. Your earlier round 2 choices will be considered null and void. You'll have to put in new choices and you can choose any order, any new order. And allotment results will be published after the choice filling. The allotment results are expected to be published on 5th March 2022. We look at the different scenarios now in Mop-up. One, you're not allotted in Mop-up. You're eligible for stray vacancy, straightforward. Same choices will be considered as what you entered in AA Mop-up, and you'll be eligible for all other counselings. You don't hold an AA seat, like because you're attending All India Mop-up. You are not allotted a seat in All India Mop-up. You can take any seat in any other counselling, and you can also attend All India stray vacancy round. You are allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, and you're not willing to join that seat. That is the end of All India counselling for the 2021-22 session. You will not be eligible for All India stray vacancy. No leniency, no flexibility is provided. No fresh registration will be allowed for sure. If you don't join an All India Mop-up seat, it is the end of All India counselling for you. If you join an All India Mop-up allotted seat, you have to physically report at the allotted seat institute with original certificates for joining. That is your final seat. That is your final seat. You will not be eligible for any other state counselling. You will not be allowed to resign to. Now, the question is of resignation of seat after joining a Mop-up allotted seat, whether I'll be able to resign a seat after joining a Mop-up allotted seat. Now, a Mop-up joint seat cannot be resigned, like we said, that is a final seat. A security deposit refund, if you join a Mop-up allotted seat, you will get a security deposit refund. If you don't join the Mop-up allotted seat, you will get your security deposit forfeited. In case you have re-registered after an earlier forfeiture, this will be your second forfeiture. So fill choices consciously, fill only those choices that you're interested in joining. Summarizing this entire thing, the scenarios are very simple. If you are allotted an All India mop-up seat and you're joining, that is your final seat. If you're allotted an All India mop-up seat and you're not joining, that is the end of All India counseling for you, not eligible for stray. If you're not allotted a seat in All India mop-up, you're eligible for stray vacancy, but with the same choices. That's it. We'll move on to the stray vacancy round now. We'll look at the rules for stray vacancy round. Eligibility, all candidates who have attended mop-up, who logged in through the existing registration or fresh registration and filled choices are eligible for All India stray vacancy round. Only those who have submitted the choices are eligible, because only those choices are going to be taken. If you have logged in and then you have not submitted any choice, even though you may have a valid registration, you will not be allotted any seat in stray vacancy because it will be considered as null choices submitted. And only if you have not been allotted a seat in All India mop-up, you will be eligible, like we have already mentioned. Registration for stray vacancy round, no fresh registration for stray vacancy. Mop-up participated and unallotted candidates alone are eligible. If you are allotted in mop-up, irrespective of whatever your status is, whether you have joined or not joined, you will not be eligible. Registration fee payment, it is not relevant. No fresh registration is there, so no, it is not relevant. Seat matrix, the vacant seats, those seats which are not allotted or not joined from mop-up will be available in All India stray vacancy. No new seat additions will be there. Choice filling, no fresh choice filling. Mop-up choices are used for allotment. Process, if you see, basically the process, if you do not wish to attend the stray vacancy round, let's say you've attended mop-up, you've filled your choices, and you did not get allotted at all in mop-up, and you got an allotment in a state institute post that. Now you don't want your choices to be processed during stray vacancy round, because you want to retain your state security deposit, and you've already decided that the other seat is a better seat than what you would be able to get in All India stray vacancy. So in that case, there may be a provision through email which to intimate MCC of your intention to not participate in stray vacancy round. It happened during DNB NEET SS earlier, NEET SS stray vacancy counseling earlier. We believe that we expect that there will be a provision for such candidates. This has not been intimated, or rather as may not have been thought through by MCC at this point in time, but when the situation comes in, they will share a notification. The allotment results, stray vacancy allotment results are published after, based on choices that are already filled in mop-up by the eligible candidates. Those who are not allotted in stray vacancy, end of All India counseling, security deposit will be refunded. Those who do not join after allotment in stray vacancy, again end of All India counseling, security deposit will be forfeited. There'll be no seat revert happening this year. Many had requested whether asked questions on whether after stray vacancy will there be a seat revert to states. No, you look at the schedules. State counseling gets completed even before the All India stray vacancy starts. The last date of admission in state counselings. So you don't expect a seat revert to happen, and after the end of All India stray vacancy round. Joining an All India this should be stray allotted seat. If you wish to join a stray allotted seat, you physically report this at the stray vacancy allotted institute with original certificates. That will be a final seat. This is also not relevant. Resignation of seat after joining the stray vacancy allotted seat, you will not be able to resign. That is your final seat. You cannot attend any other counseling. And joining and security deposit is refunded if you join a stray vacancy allotted seat, and security deposit is forfeited if the candidate did not join a stray vacancy allotted seat. So this is fundamentally a complete detailed one on all the scenarios that may come up during All India counseling with reference to All India quota seats alone. There are still many scenarios which will cover having a seat in hand when you attend All India counseling, having other seats deemed, etc., and having DNB seats in hand, and what happens when I have DNB seats in hand. We'll cover all those scenarios at a later point in time. But in this, we have tried to cover all the scenarios for those looking only at All India quota seats and who take only All India quota seats. Now, if you are at any stage in your counseling, you're at round 2, you want to understand, you come back here, look at the timeline tax and go to All India Round 2 and start. You will have complete idea of who is eligible, who can register, what is the choice filling process, and what are the different scenarios, and what are the impact of actions taken on allotment or join. Thank you so much. Hope this video was helpful. It may have been a little long, but we made it so that all the questions are answered, to make it comprehensive, so that most of the queries are answered, and you can come back to this video, so that you can come back to this video anytime to get information instead of looking at FAQs, asking questions in forums, etc. Thank you so much for watching it. Please share it with others. We intend to share more videos, similar videos soon. Please keep supporting us. Thank you.